True crime, a terrible sight. Brother, you too. Oh, what the hell? Take that off. I'm outdoors. Wanted to go over something I watched last night. Finally, some new information on the Elisa Lam case. And, oh man. Stuff that I've been waiting to hear on this case. And I'll tell you, boy. This is another, once again, lousy investigation. Now, you got a medical examiner that on this show, if anybody can get this channel. Oh, come on, you stupid jerk. And to get this channel to watch this real life nightmare episode, Deadly Hotel Check-In. And, oh man, what the medical examiner blew my mind is due to the fact that he called it an accidental drowning. Now, once again, why I do my videos, and literally for a while now, when I've read up on this case. 2 years ago I was started on this case, I think. And what they had described as Elisa Lam doing was being on antidepressant pills and going up in this water tower and killing herself. And I will fight to the grave with this one that is not what happened. And whoever thinks of that is what happened is a goddamn fool. For a girl, and last night this was proven. I don't know how I missed this, but this episode came out and aired in 2019. So I don't know how I missed it. I must have not had the channels at the time then. And supposedly, yeah, these are new shows and new stuff, so how I missed it is beyond me, but, you know, all in all, whatever. And what I've been saying throughout my videos is that this was an absolute, complete murder. And I have videos up of elevator testing that I had gotten into elevators, stood there a little bit, and how immediately the door closed. And I'd walk right up to it, just like Lam did here, and swung her arms in it, and, you know, tried to do some wacky stuff. And you can check out them videos. But in my conclusion of that, the door opened up very quickly. The door started to shut very quickly. And for anybody to see this video of her standing in this elevator in the matter of time of how she did stay away from that door and it did not shut, in my reason to believe that someone shut the power off to that elevator. And another theory that came up because of this whole new investigation on this case with another medical examiner that said that the one that did the examination is wrong, very wrong, and I agree with that man too. Because to rule this an accidental drowning, you know, is just insane. The most and the accurate thing that should have been for cause of death is unknown. That should have been the respectable thing to put, not accidental drowning. Because not only did this other guy found out that the lungs weren't filled with water, when someone drowns, their body floats up facing downward, face downward. This guy said bodies do not float face upward. That was the other guy from the medical examiner's report. Like I said, you want to watch this video, you check out that new show here. And that being said, it's like a whole different ball game changer in this case, I think. Going from suicide depressants, they did say the depressant was on there. But not only did they find, the guy found out that she did not drown accidentally. There was no drugs or alcohol in her system. Any type of drug or alcohol. And the cause of death, for a body to be sitting in the water like she was for 19 days, mind you. Oh my God, the horrifying thing. 19 days. Is that strangulation could have been wiped out because you cannot detect it if a body has been tampered with by water. So, or suffocation, suffocation. So someone literally, I think, like the guy said, had to have suffocated her, carried her up. And I never read in the early cases, early on in my videos, about cadaver dogs being used. Nope. Because of the cause of death, they all just left it alone. And the cadaver dogs led the descent to a window. And they lost it. That's because I think that she was carried up that goddamn ladder on the side of the building. Alarms were working that day to go through the building way, which would have been the dumb way for a killer to do because the alarms would have been set off. But elevators could easily have its own circuit breaker and be shut off. And that's what I think happened with this case. And just to think the mere fact that these people, this one medical examiner, and he still is going and carrying on with his stupidity that he is still accidental drowning. And this guy is just ludicrous with his markings. It's just crazy to think that this was an accidental drowning. Not only that, they found sand residue on the clothes around the goddamn tank. And for the clothes to be dropped in the tank like they were, the sand residue, if the guy said would have, if she would have jumped in by herself, let alone climb up the friggin' thing and do all this crazy stuff, slide the cover over, jump in, the sand residue would have washed off or something in that manner. But yet they found it and it was still stuck to the clothes, so that meant that it was either placed at the bottom of the tank, which that probably what it was. The killer didn't want to carry the clothes nor the body at the same time or whatnot. But Jesus Christ, man, this case is just so bizarre in its own way too. And when cases like this come about, and now there's proven fact, that this woman did not kill herself. There is no friggin' way. And there was another one last night on another one of these shows. A woman did kill herself and she was depressed. But guess what? She didn't go do it in no bizarre manner. She did it right then and there in her house or whatever, or in a motel room, and stabbed herself, I guess. Leaned on the knife and it went up in her stomach or something. And there was blood all over the sink. I think she bled to death. If someone's going to kill themselves, they're not going to take their clothes off. They're not going to wander in a building on a fire escape all the way up to a water tank and say, I think I'm going to drown myself here. I highly doubt this woman even knew that goddamn water tank existed, let alone going to go up there by herself and say, ooh, there's a water tank up here, I could kill myself. I think that woman was doing more things than just looking out the lay of the land of the damn motel. Give me a break. give me a break. And in the manner of the way that water tank was, and it's very difficult. And that stupid medical examiner said he went up there and had problems getting up to that tank. You know, it's all just a bad case of. And the cops never checked the tank, by the way, up there, which I never read in the original things. They just checked the roof. They never checked the tanks. So with that being said, and just to think, you know, that this motel, mind you, is probably in the heart, in the middle of Skid Row. And now the thing is shut down as a hotel, and it houses the druggies and drug users and dealers that roam that area. So just to think of the point, in this hotel, Cecil Motel, has held many numerous serial killers, especially the jerk off that friggin' ruined my AC/DC song, Night Prowler, Martinez or Marlboro, I don't even know, piece of shit man, the Night Stalker, the Night Asshole, the Night Dick Stick, that's what I call him, ruined my song, but he lived here too. And just to think who lives in there at this point in time, that's right. That's effing right. And knew the building, knew where the shut-off switch was, knew how to get access to that tank. And what I came up with, a thought and theory on this, is I think they were taunting this Lam. Maybe, thoughts, theories, ideas, making voices in a room or something, or, you know, creeping around corners and talking to her, I'm gonna get you, and thinking sick stuff thoughts to chase her down. And that's why she might have been in the elevator doing what she was doing that day, because someone could have rightly been around that corner, like making voices sounds. That's what I think. I'm gonna kill you, I'm coming for you. And she's probably, what are you doing to me? You know, she's talking like, I ain't got nothing, I don't, you know, talking to her, waving her hands, not knowing where the voice is coming from, some sick, demented shit, right? Gotta think like a killer, act like a killer. And I think that's might have what have been of how this girl was acting the way she was in this elevator. Or there could have been maybe someone just appeared in some weird, dark, demented looking, you know, evil looking cape or cloak, saying I'm a spirit world and I'm gonna kill you, and then, you know, crazy shit. Think about it. We're talking about the Cecil Hotel, where many suicides happen there. But you know what? I came up with the thought and theory yesterday and told my wife when she was talking about it, how do you know people weren't thrown out them windows for murder, robbery? How do you know them suicides were even really suicides? And there was someone like Triple H Holmes Motel, the murder motel in Chicago, this 1800s state fair murderer. Yeah, that's right, 1888. How do you know if this wasn't a murder hotel just like that? That's right, think about it. Think about it. And then my new thoughts, theories on this case. Oh man, insane. And for that medical examiner to act upon his thoughts of drowning, accidental, shame on him. And I hope someone kicks him right in his ball sack for stupidity. Kick his brains back up to his head and out of his balls. That's right. Because that is frickin' ludicrous and stupid. And that's what I think and came up upon with this case now that I know that the more info that has come out on it. How insane is that? Till that next video, people, be safe, take care, always beware. Because poor Elisa Lam encountered what? Yeah, that's right. Insanity. Because of, obviously, a cold-blooded killer. Out.